Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all. Like, subscribe, let's get it. Let's go. Man, that jump was crazy. I just watched this man walk down the steps and tell me that he'd rather have the protection. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's crazy right there. I done heard a lot of stuff, man. But this man moving in the cell voluntarily with a freaking predator, man. He said he'd rather have the protection, man. So that only meant two things, man. He's either already a shake, rattle, and roller, man, or he don't mind getting shake, rattle, and rolled on. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. I don't know. I couldn't put my finger on it, pause, which one it was. But just to see him walk to this man's cell with his stuff was wild to me. It was wild. Like, he had a lot of guts for doing that, man. Pause. So I'm like, man, this is wild right here. So I ain't say nothing. You locked down. You know what I mean? Damn, his cell is empty. You know what I mean? He went from being in the cell with 2 roommates to now that whole cell is empty. So I'm like, man, it jumped crazy, man. It jumped crazy. So, like, I think the sergeant did a few moves already. You know what I mean? So they was like, yo, it was another dude that I rocked with that's in cell 5 downstairs. He was like, yo, Weezy, look, you trying to get a bottle bunk, bro? I ain't got no roommate, bro. You trying to move in the jank? I ain't trying to get nobody who ain't got no TV. I said, oh, you want to get a bottle bunk? And dude was clean. He had his own stuff. He wanted the way. He want a member. He want none of that. So I'm like, yo, bro, I'm moving down there. You know what I mean? Bro wasn't even from Norfolk, and I still did. I'm like, bro, I'm moving down there just to get out of cell 34. So when the count cleared, I went to go holler at the sergeant. I asked him, can I move in cell 5 since he was making moves? He was like, yeah, if y'all dude agree, boom, 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 go ahead and move. So I left out of 34. I was gone. You know what I mean? So, man, I'm chilling, man. Like, it felt good. Like, I didn't really care about what Paul had going on, but y'all already know I'm super nosy, man. I couldn't help but to see the change slightly in what was going on, man. But like, when you really scared and you really need protection, man, like, a lot of people do this stuff right here. Like, y'all would ask the questions in the comments like, yo, like, why would dudes put themselves in a predicament where the predator taking advantage of them, man? Because a lot of times they be scared, man. You know what I mean? A predator's not going at regular people like us. A predator's going at people that feel like they're liabilities in prison. And when they find out that they can be the people that can fix that whatever they need help with, they become that person. And the man need help with protection. You know what I mean? Will the red team gonna continue trying to extort him or try to get his commissary or whatever the case? If he didn't know the dude Cliff, I think they was, man. Because the red team, when they smell somebody that's super poo-poo, they coming for it, man. They coming for it. They ain't gonna play no games. I ain't gonna lie to you. I witnessed them do it. So I understood, like, you know, like him feeling like he might need somebody to hold him down, but like, I just don't think he had to move in the room to do this. Like, what if you just should have paid him? Like, you want to get protection, just pay for protection, bro. Like, why would you put yourself in the cell with the man? You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on. So dude, I'm in the cell with, he saw the play, he saw what was going on, and he asked me, you know, like, because he seen me talking to Paul a few times. He's like, hey, what made dude want to move in the room with freaking Cliff crazy butt? I'm like, yo, I don't know, man. He talking for protection. I said, you know, Cliff came up there and saved him from the red team that day. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I seen that. He was like, but you know, ain't nothing for free though. Cliff ain't do that for free. I was like, bro, that's the old head larceny that you could ever see in your life. I said, and the man just fell for it, man. You know what I mean? He was like, man, he probably in there doing them every which way but loose. I was like, man, Paul's wasn't invented yet, but I wish it was when he said that, y'all. So boom, he in there doing them every which way but loose. Pause. I was like, man, that's crazy, man. I was like, yo, man, that's out of control, man. I was like, man, but you know, it's his life. It is what it is. So I remember one day, man, we had came a long way. So we came a long way. I didn't even know that bro was in the top cell. He wasn't in the first 4. He was in the next row. You know what I mean? So it's 4 rows. He was in the 3rd one. You know what I mean? So we coming up. I see bro in the window. He's like, Weezy. I'm like, oh, what's up, bro? He like, oh, it's bro. You know what I mean? My homeboy that went to the hole. You know what I mean? My homeboy that checked in from the one building jump. So I'm like, what's up, man? Y'all don't be mad at me. I forgot his name. Don't be mad at me, but this is my man. He was in the window. I'm like, yo, that's crazy, man. I'm like, what's up, bro? What you gonna do? He was like, man, they transferring me, bro. He was like, man, if I don't go across the street, he was like, man, they gonna send me to the mountains, man. So it ain't matter, man. I'd rather be in the mountains, bro, than be around a bunch of dudes in a graveyard. I was saying to myself when he said that, like, bro, you about to really get sent to a graveyard, bro. Like, they about to send you to the mountain game, bro. It's about to be a freaking graveyard in a parking lot. Like, you tripping. So I ain't even say that, though, but I'm just letting him vent. He like, what's going on, though? What's up with Paul? I'm like, man, Paul chilling, man. I was like, yo, he moved, right? He was like, he moved. I'm like, I look. I mean, people still trying to go a little bit ahead of me. I was like, bro, he moved? He was like, I was like, in sale? He was like, I was like, he was like, 13? I was like, he was like, Cliff? I was like, yeah. He was like, why? I was like, man, see, I was like, go white, keep walking white. I was like, bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. He was like, is he good? I'm like, shh, I don't know that either, bro. I ain't had those answers, y'all, so boom. But it was good to catch up with bro, man. So wherever he was at, he must have made his way back to the side where he can talk to people at. Because at first he probably was in no man's land where he can't talk to nobody, which is that back wall and the wall behind there. You know what I mean? So like, he had the wall where he could talk to people, man. So like, Paul didn't even stop. Paul kept it moving. He ain't even see, because I seen dude because I was coming back late. You know what I mean? So I get back to the block, man. That's what kind of made me kind of put my mind back on it slightly. Like, man, what Paul got going on? You know what I mean? So the first thing I saw, man, it was wild, man, because Paul, I looked up and I see Paul, like I never seen him doing this. It was crazy. Right after I talked to his old roommate, I come back in the block, man. I go upstairs, I come back in the block. I go to my cell, I put my stuff up, put my ID up, took my shirt off, just in a t-shirt and sweats game now, get comfortable. I come back out in the block, I look, Paul is sitting over there. I told y'all it's an area all the way in the back. It's like it's a toilet. They got the sink. It's one of them toilets. They got the sink attached to it though. On Sussex 2, our sink is not attached to it. Our sink is attached to the toilet. Matter of fact, it is. But this is like a bigger joint type of looking sink. Like it's supposed to be in the handicap cell because cell 1 and I think cell 1 and cell 2 were actually handicap cells for the Sussex 2, but they were just cells that had bigger sinks and I don't know. Don't get me to lie, but it was something like that. But that's how the toilet look in the back. You know what I mean? But it's just got some metal covering the whole of the toilet so you can sit down on it or whatever the case. And then like the sink is something covering the sink too. So it's just a part of the sink and the toilet joint. So dudes will be back there. So I look, I see the dude Paul sitting on the toilet, but he got his box from his cell out. You know what I mean? And I look, I can't see it because his back is to me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, from where my cell is at, he right. From my cell is at, I'm looking way across the pod. When I can see it's him, he got his back. I see the little fro. I'm like, what is he doing? So I'm like, man, I go back and see. I grab my headphones, CL20s. I'm like, my CD put it back on, threw that reasonable doubt back in. You hear me? I'm like, shh. Start walking laps. I'm super nosy. I start hitting laps. I'm like, when I get close to where he was at, I was like, I look, I see little Paul, man. Paul was over that joint. He was like, you seen bubbles everywhere. I was just seeing bubbles. It was like his hand came up with Sudgy. I was like, I said, bro, what you doing, bro? He was like, what you talking about? I was like, what you got going on? He was like, oh, I wash clothes now. This is my little second hustle right here. I was like, so you wash drawers now for another hustle? He was like, yeah. I said, bro, I thought you get your money from your peoples though, bro. Like, what you got going on, Paul? He was like, nah, Cliff just said, this could be my second hustle. So, I just wash his clothes. I wash his friends' clothes. I just wash clothes now, man. It's extra money, so it doesn't matter. And, I'm freaking burning time. I'm like, so you like cleaning people's drawers and stuff now. You like taking doodle stains out these all whites that we wear, huh? I said, bro, every drawers that I wear, bro, I got doodle stains after I wear them, bro. Pause. And I don't mean to hit y'all with that, man, but they give us white underwear, man. What you want me to do? A white pair of boxers, y'all? So boom. Every now and then, man, I might have a streak or two, man. Like, not on purpose. Like, I don't know what I'm doing when I'm handling business after I handle business, but they white boxers, for God's sakes, man. What you want me to do? I looked down there, man. Paul was like, I said, bro, you got to get surgical with the doodle. He was like, no, you just got to put this Clorox powder. I was like, ah. I said, keep going, bro. I said, keep going. I said, bro asked about you today. He was like, who? I said, your old roommate. He said, he's still here. I was like, yeah, he in the hole, man. He was like, it's crazy, man. She ain't been the same since he left. I said, you all right down there, man? He was like, yeah, I'm good, man. Cliff is cool. Man, he's cool, man. Start back messing with his stuff. I was like, all right, y'all. I threw the headphones back on, y'all, and I dipped, so boom. I got up out of there, you hear me? I got up out of there, y'all. Kept walking laps, man. know what I mean? But slowly but surely, I'm starting to see that he's turned into a prime boy. This is boy activity. You know what I mean? This is the stuff that a freaking old head like Cliff would teach you, an old game like that. Look, just wash some clothes. Yeah, I'm gonna buy all the washing powder you need, all the washing powder you need to clean these drawers. That's what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? So I'm like, when I peeled off, I'm walking laps. I look, I see the dude Cliff at his door. You know what I mean? So he had been looking at us like this, from sideways, because 13 is this way. I'm talking to dude over there. He hadn't been looking like that. So when I see him in his door, he keep following me with his eyes. He like, so we lock eyes for a second. I'm looking at him like, I just keep moving. I'm like, so I stopped walking laps. I go stand by myself. My roommate came over. He was like, "So what you doing?" I was like, "Man, I ain't doing nothing, man." With the headphones, I'm chilling, man. I was like, "You see little Paul over there washing drawers?" He was like, "You ain't know he washed clothes." I was like, "Bro, I don't keep up with him enough to see that he washed clothes, bro." He was like, "Man, that man wash clothes now, bro. He washing drawers now." I was like, "That's crazy, man." So as we talking, they said, "Cell break, cell break." So he was like, "Man, I'm about to get the door open right quick." I was like, "Yeah, get the door open, bro." So he get the door open. I walk in the cell, you know what I mean? Put my CD player down, like, chill for a minute, man. Watch some TV, you know what I mean? I see an arm come to my door, like, I'm like, "Yo!" So my roommate walked, he was like, "Hey, that's the dude Cliff, bro." He's like, "What you want, my roommate?" He was like, he came around the corner, he looked super evil, man. He was like, "Yeah, hey, Weezy, hey, let me talk to you right quick for a second, man." He pulled his pants up and everything when he said, I'm like, I got up, I was like, "What's up, everything good?" He was like, "Oh, nah, everything good. I just know I just want to talk to you right quick, though. Just for a second." I'm like, "All right." So I'm like, hold on. I put my shoes back on. I'm like, came out. I was like, "What's up?" He was like, calm down, ain't nothing like that." So, all right, I seen you pulling your pants up and all that. So we got a problem? He was like, "Nah, ain't no problem. But somebody said they heard you talking to bro in the hole, Paul, old roommate. And you told him that he was in the cell with me. What made you do that?" I'm like, "What do you mean what made me do that?" He was like, "What made you do that?" I said, "Bro, I told him who his roommate is right now." Like, "What you mean? That's the answer you looking for?" I told him who his roommate is right now. I said, "You his roommate, right?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "You his roommate, right?" He was like, "True indeed." I said, "Well, look, I told him who his roommate is." They said, "Well, you said it kind of like it was like why he in there? Kind of like he in 13. Like that's how you said it though? And if that's how you said it though, Weez, I'm asking you nicely, man. Stay out of my business, man. If a dude gonna be a boy, let him be a boy, man. Let him be a boy, man. That's what be going on in penitentiary now, man. People try to stop dudes from being boys, man. If it's in their bloodline, they gonna be a boy. Weezy, ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm like, "Yo, listen, bro, like, for real, I don't care what you do, Cliff. I don't care what you do, man." I said, "You know, he was roommates with my homeboy, so I just stopped and asked him why he was washing clothes, and I told bro that he was in your cell, bro." I said, "So look, everything else you're saying is irrelevant. I don't got nothing to do with nobody turning nobody. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that, man." So he was like, he was like, "All right, well, nah, we good then. Like, I'm just telling you, like, you know, cause that be dude, I get real mad about when dudes do that, man, because I hate it. It feel like they sneak dissing me, kind of like, you know, if you see me working, if I'm working, Weezy, let me work." I'm like, "If you working, let you work." You like, "Yeah, let me work." So I said, "So you working Paul now, huh?" He was like, "See, there you go. You gotta chill out, Weezy, man. Let a nigga be a boy, man. If he gonna be a boy." I said, "Man, do you, Cliff, man. I ain't gonna do with that, man." He was like, "Yeah, everything good, everything good." And he just walked away, y'all. So boom. When I walked back in the cell, my roommate was like, "Yo, man, was something creepy, dude." I was like, "Man, I don't know, man." He was like, "Man, see, that's why you gotta be careful, man." He said, "Because you mess around and get into it with these dudes, then you gotta rumble a dude that shake around and roll." I said, "Bro, I feel the same way. I ain't never trying to fight these dudes." I said, "I don't know what these dudes got. I'm not trying to fight them." I said, "Dude that shake around and roll literally gotta punch me in my face. He literally gotta punch me in my face, man." I'm like, "Man, this junk is crazy, man." He was like, "Man, for real though, like, he right though, Weezy though, man." He was like, "You can't save Lil Paul, man." He was like, "Man, that man chose to go in the cell with the man." He said, "That man ain't forcing him to go in the cell, man." I said, "I mean, he ran a good play. You know what I mean? The man ran a good play, man. You know what I mean?" He was like, "Man, look, I don't care about that, bro." Like he was like, "For real though, that's his fault though, Weezy. Like, he right about that." I was like, "You right." And I ain't trying to stop him from doing that. So I shouldn't even stop and ask him what he doing washing clothes. He was like, "You right, bro. You shouldn't have, bro." I was like, "No, man." You know what I mean? So I felt bad about getting in the predator business, y'all. I told y'all how it be. Y'all be like, "You should get a predator out." No. I'll be fighting people all day in the pod. I'll never be able to stay out the hole. I fight a predator every day. Also, boom. They're everywhere, man. So you can't, there's nothing you can do. I'm telling y'all, man, it's being honest, man. It's nothing you can do, man. It's like you're freaking everywhere in prison. So like we had that conversation and that was that. You know what I mean? So I kind of let it go, man. I kind of let it go for a while, man. So like my homeboy that was in 4 building, man, that I had rocked with that was on the red team from Norfolk, man, he ended up moving to 2 buildings. So now that he's in 2 building, he was upstairs with the rest of the red team that was in 2C, you know what I mean? My old block. So I used to go outside and holler at him all the time, you know what I mean? So like now, it's like the dude Cliff really got Paul the way he want to have him. I'm not saying he's doing it to him. I don't know if he was violating him or nothing yet. I don't know yet, you know what I mean? But all I know is you would see them together all the time. You look up, Paul is walking laps with Cliff. Cliff used to work out. Paul would just be standing by the workout area where he's working out at, watching him work out. Not really watching him, but just hanging around where he's working out at. But then they'll walk laps. So my man is on the basketball court. They about to let them off the yard and they about to come around this way back to 2 building. So I'm gonna meet him at the fence and talk to him all the way up until he goes into the building. So at first I was on the door. At first I'm on the fence talking to him across the yard slightly, like not across the yard, but the basketball joint right there. So I'm gonna wait for bro to come around. But as we talking, I look, I see Cliff and the nigga Paul walking laps. So I turn around and see him because they got kind of close to me. So they walk by. So my homeboy look around me, he started laughing. He was like, shh, that junk crazy right there, man. He was like, man, you wouldn't believe what I heard when I was in 4 building, man. He was like, this junk wild though, bro. He was like, man, see, the homies is out of control. I'm gonna tell you though, I ain't even gonna scream this across the fence though, Weezy. I'm like, scream what across the fence? He was like, I'm gonna tell you when we get off. So the lady let him off. So he come walking around. So he got to the first part of the gate where me and him could talk the whole time. So he like, yeah, look, don't say nothing. No, I'm like, what, bro? He was like, man, say word, bro. He was like, look, the homie upstairs, bro, told me that, you know what I mean? They straight got down. They started the dude out $50 worth of connoisseur, you know what I mean? Got down, beat his ass. He said it was gonna take more. You know what I mean? He was like, but for real though, they thought his roommate was gonna have more money than money they violated. I was like, yeah, I remember they did that shit. He was like, yeah, but he was like, you remember why they put their hands on dude? I was like, yeah, I was wondering why they put their hands on the nigga Paul. He was like, bro, it was all part of the play. He was like, man, it's my word, bro. He was like, the dude upstairs. He said, the homie upstairs, the dude Cliff is his uncle, man. He said, that's his uncle, man, his first uncle, man. You know what I mean? He was like, man, look, when it comes to the money, dudes move any way they want. He said the dude ended up getting a free $50, all behind running a play with his uncle. I was like, what kind of play you talk about? He was like, man, this word, bro. He was like, when he sent the dudes in there to violate dude, it was like 2 birds with 1 stone because they was already coming to violate dude. But when they found out that the dude Cliff wanted the other dude to put hands on him, man, that's when he did it. You know what I mean? That's when they went on and started beating him up. So I'm like, well, how that had to do with Cliff, though? He was like, cuz Cliff came up there and got at them dudes, right? I was like, yeah. I was like, but like, he ain't like really beat nobody ass though. Like I ain't seen no blood or nothing. I seen him grab a dude and then he like overpowered the dude. They went in the cell and they was tussling. I heard the noise, like it was fighting and all of that. The next thing you know, they getting about the joint. You know what I mean? He was like, bro, it was all part of the plan. So he get to walking some more to get. He was like, bro, it's all part of the plan, bro. He was like, listen, man, that freaky. He was like, man, listen, that fucking booty bandit dude, man. He was like, man, he got his nephew to run the play to pay his nephew $50. I said, man, his nephew ran that play for $50. He was like, bro, for $50, bro. I said, bro, they was down in the pod arguing, negotiating about the money. He was like, bro, it was all part of the play, bro. He was like, for $50, bro, what you think the gang gonna send nobody to beat nobody ass Weezy halfway? I was like, I started thinking about it. I'm like, they really didn't beat Paul ass too crazy. I'm like, but he didn't have nothing to do with it. But I'm like, God damn, this nigga Cliff, man, this nigga's a low down, dirty, crazy, rotten vato. But I don't like that though. I don't like that though, y'all. So boom. It's a crazy plan. That let y'all know right there how in depth and how serious a predator takes his job, man. Do you hear what I just said, man? The man ran a play with his nephew who's on the red team, man. And them people did a scare tactic on the dude Paul, man. And look at the outcome. He in the cell with Cliff now, man. Cliff won. He did everything like how he's supposed to do, man. He protected him and now he got him in the room. You know what I mean? So like this is so evil. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, it's not sitting well with me. But still, I can't really involve myself with this, y'all. But it's not sitting well with me how they ran this play, man. But a predator is going to be a sneaky guy, no matter if he's using honey buns or if he's using freaking red team members, man. Either way, he's trying to accomplish his mission. He's trying to accomplish his mission, man. So I'm just like, yo, I'm like, this junk crazy, man. I'm like, man, so I went in the room after we got back. It was time for lockdown. And I just looked at Cliff, man. I just seen that freaking Steve Harvey mustache, and I was just like, hated him, man. I wish my scanner was a real laser, man. I would have freaking cut him apart. Like Cyclops, y'all. So boom. I'm just wishing upon a star and I'm welling right now. You hear me? Because I can't do none of the above. So I just had to just look at him in disgust like, You freaking little smart predator, you. I'm like, this dude, wow, man, John, wow, man. I go in the room, I tell my son, I'm like, bro, you ain't believe this, bro. He like, what? I said, man, say word, my man. That's when the red team told me that the play that the dude ran, the red team members that came down here and got at, you know what I mean, Paul and his roommate that day. I said, man, that was all planned, bro. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, Cliff coming to save him and all of that, man. I said, Cliff paid his nephew $50, bro, to do that shit, man. He was like, what? I'm like, yeah, bro. He was like, man, these booty bandits is crafty, bro. I was like, bro, they getting craftier and craftier, bro. Because I never thought he can use a red team member to do his dirty work. I never thought that, man. You know what I mean? But shit gets crazier and crazier in there. That's why I tell y'all, don't bring y'all ass to this place. Y'all be thinking I'm joking, man. Don't come to this fucking place, man. I'm telling y'all, man, dudes is fucking lunatics and they try all type of freaking nasty maniac predator tactics, man. Like this. Man, if you dumb enough to fall for it, that's on you. But they have people that fall for this shit, y'all. They always fall for this dumbass predator bait. So I'm just in disgust about this shit. So my roommate like, man, what the fuck you gonna do? I was like, bro, I ain't finna do shit. I was like, I don't like that shit though, bro. I was like, bro, that shit wild though, man. I was like, man, he was like, man, but look though, Weezy, you can't be mad about him scoring 100 points on the board for running a play like that, man. It worked. You know what I mean? He was like, man, shit, the Predators gonna do whatever it takes, bro. I was like, man, I know, bro. I was like, man, this shit crazy, man. I was like, this shit is fucking like the wildest shit ever. Like, you know what I mean? I can't believe this shit, man. So I'm like, damn. So I'm sitting in the jump just trying to think of something to be able to do, you know what I mean? But it was nothing really for me to do, y'all. Like, I can't go back and tell Paul, like, yo, you know that jump was planned, that he be so green and be gone. He go back and tell Cliff, hey, Weezy came back and told me that, yo, y'all playing that stuff, man. Y'all setting me up. That wasn't gonna save him. He was already in there getting plugged already, y'all. He was already getting hit on, man. I already know he was, man. He couldn't stop what the hell Cliff was doing. He moved in the cell with a booty bandit. He's getting hit by a booty bandit, y'all. So boom. I don't have to hear the noise or have dudes tell me that he's getting violated. He's definitely getting violated. He moved in the cell with the man. So I just was like, you know what? I can't do nothing about this, man. This is something I can't do nothing about. And I know it sounds crazy, y'all. And I know y'all probably like, Weezy, yes, you can do something about it, man. There was nothing I can do about it. Put in the comments. Tell me what I should have done. Besides sit my ass on this bed and keep watching Sports Center, y'all. Because I didn't have nothing to do with it for real. So boom. And y'all know I'm a maniac, so I don't give a damn. But it really won't like that, though. I do have a heart. And I felt bad, man. It was just nothing I can do. So I just kind of just blocked it out, man. And I stopped trying to worry about it, man. You know what I mean? Every day that went on after that, man, I promise you, man, like, the dude Paul was looking more and more like a freaking boy. But he was still manly, but he looked like a boy, man. He looked like a freaking boy now. The stuff he do, the way he followed Cliff around, like it was already written in stone, man, that this man was a boy, man. And it was crazy, man, to witness that. I ain't gonna lie, man, it was crazy to witness that, y'all. So, like, I tried to just mind my business, man, and stay away from that whole situation because the situation was stupid. You know what I mean? So, I can remember, man, going outside. We were in the yard. You know what I mean? This was like after lunch. So, we all in the yard. We on the basketball courts. The other parts is on the big yards and parts over there. So, we all in the yard, everybody chilling. So, we look up, we see a dude with an orange jumpsuit getting out the hole from 3 building. Now, 3 building, they got to come that shortcut. And I was telling y'all about where that fence at. If you're going to 2 building or 1 building. So we look, we see 2 COs walking with him. He got his bags. He walking, he like, you know what I mean? He got the orange joint on, you know what I mean? So he walking down towards the back joint. So it's dudes that's talking, you know what I mean? But I can't see who it is from afar, you know what I mean? So I see dudes at the fence talking, you know what I mean? So bro walking. So I see dudes talking to him. So I look. My homeboy run back from across from that side of the yard. When dude go in the 2 building, I look, he went in the 2 building, the dude just got a hole. So I come back, you know what I mean? I look, so when my homeboy run back, so over there where I was at, he was like, hey bro, guess who that is? Guess what that is? I'm like, who? He was like, man, that's bro, man. Again, I forgot his name. I forgot the name I called him, y'all, my bad, man. I'm a human being, man, I'm sorry, man, but this was my guy, though, I ain't gonna lie, but bro said he was about to get transferred, man. Bro, I don't know how bro got about that jump, man. Because he basically just didn't want to stay on 1 building. He looked up, we seen a dude walking to 1 building, you know what I mean? So he went inside 1 building, man, you know what I mean? So my homeboy ran back across the jump, bro. He's like, guess who that is, bro? I'm like, who? He's like, man, that's bro, man. I mean, I'm like, for real, bro? He's like, yeah, bro, that's bro, man. I thought he was getting transferred. He's like, nah, bro. He said, man, for real. Like, he talked to counseling, man, to say, man, if he stay out the way for a month back there, man, they'll let him back out in population. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's what's up, man. He was like, man, I know he ain't want to be over there, man. He was like, still, at least you out in population, bro. You go to commissary, do whatever you got to do. I said, real talk, bro, because that's all a dude want to do anyway. You know what I mean? I was like, I know he over there with a lot of dudes that got time. But I was like, I'm happy he out, though. You know what I mean? So as he's saying that, they let them off the yard. So I'm like, man, I turn back around to watch the people play basketball and I jump. My roommate was like, who was that? I was like, yo, that was bro that used to be upstairs, man, to sell with Paul. He was like, for real? I'm like, yeah. He was like, oh, he went back to one building. I'm like, yeah. He was like, that's what's up, man. I know he didn't want to stay back there. He was already back there like 3 months. I'm like, yeah, he was back there a minute. You know what I mean? So we talking the jump, you know what I mean? So they let us off the jump. So as we coming off the jump, I look, the dude Cliff is just finishing his push-ups. You know what I mean? Finishing his push-ups. He over there by the water cooler doing push-ups on the ground game. 50 clips. He get up, you know what I mean? We all leaving out. So we leaving out. I'm a little bit ahead of him and the dude Paul. I'm a little bit ahead of them. So we walking out the jump. The whole time I already know Paul knew that was his old roommate that was just getting out the hole. So dudes was yelling and shit because dudes was yelling to jump. So we coming around the jump. So as we get closer to one building, I look, the door open up. It's bro. He got the jump on. He was like, man, what's up, man? What's good, Weezy, man? I was like, what's up, bro? Yeah, damn, bro. You finally out. I said, nigga, you little as a bitch. He was like, man, no, bro. He was like, I gotta get back. He was like, shit crazy, man. Send me some food, bro. I was like, I got you, bro. Catch me when we come back out, bro. If not, I'm gonna try to catch you like this when we go to lunch. I'll just bring it out and just hand it to you, go back in the building. He was like, He was like, where the fuck Paul at? Goddamn. I know he gonna send me some shit. Goddamn. I looked up, I seen Paul walking like this. Paul was Cliff was walking like this. And he was walking like a cyborg. He was like, they got closer. Bro was like, where Paul at? I was like, he right there, bro. Bro was like, Paul, what's up, Paul? What's up? Paul was like, hey, what's up, man? What's up, man? He was like, what's good with you, man? You all right, man? He grabbed his shoulder. What's up? You good? You good? Cliff walked up. Cliff was like, yeah, he good. Why you ask? Bro was like, what? He was like, man, you heard what I said, man? Yeah, he mine's now, man. He was like, man, come here, Paul. Paul was like, man, chill out, man. I can talk to my old roommate, man. He brushed bro hand away. Man, he brushed bro hand away. As soon as he brushed bro hand away, man, I promise you, man, Cliff smacked the dog doodle out his ass on the side of his ear because he's facing this way. Paul is, the dude Cliff is behind him. He moved Cliff hand out the way. Cliff was like, blah. That's all you heard was face and ear. That shit was like, blah. That nigga said, as soon as he did that shit like this, all you see is my homeboy coming with the right. Boom! My homeboy hit Cliff ass. Him and Cliff start thumping. I'm like, man, this nigga a psycho. I'm like, what the fuck? Man, this shit crazy. That bitch stay right there on the boulevard thumping. Them niggas thumping like maniacs. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Paul's looking. Paul's like, stop it, man. Y'all stop right now. Stop. He kept trying to break it up. Cliff would push. Cliff get him out of the way. They rumbling again. Boom, boom, boom. I'm saying in my head, why is bro rumbling a maniac? Why is he doing this, man? But I'm happy he's running this maniac because he's going to get him out of our pod, y'all. So boom! I look up the lady that be holding the perimeter down, that be up there with the gun. She see the shit from afar. She get on the walkie-talkie. They call the police. Niggas like, yo, the police about to run over this bitch. Them niggas, it's too late to break it up. Them niggas is rumbling, man. Them niggas is fucking rumbling, man. This is my word. I'm looking at the niggas rumbling. I'm like, bro is a fucking lunatic. Bro just got out the hole. He hasn't even unpacked his shit. And he out this motherfucker rumbling, man. Paul was looking at that shit. He was like, police came, goddamn Paul haul ass. Paul haul ass, this is my word. Paul went back in the building. Goddamn, the police came, grabbed both of them niggas, man. Got Cliff ass and got my homeboy, man. My homeboy looked at me, was like, man, shit. I was like, bro, what the fuck? He walked by. I was like, yo, bro, what the fuck you doing, bro? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? They was like, go in the building, go in the building. They made us all go in the building. I'm like, the fuck is going on, man? I was like, man, this shit crazy, man. I was like, this shit is out of control, bro. I don't believe this shit, man. This shit is out of control, man. So we go back in the jump. You know what I mean? It's lockdown time. Goddamn, everybody was fucking clueless of why bro just got out the hole and did that shit with Cliff. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck you get to rumbling with a booty bandit, bro? You wildin', bro. You wanted to save this nigga like that? The fuck is going on? Man, I promise you they let us out for wreck. Goddamn, I look up. I see a dude that know Cliff and another dude sitting at the table, standing at the table. I look, Paul is at the table. Then there's another black dude over there. So they all over there. So I hear dudes talking. So they were like, man, you ain't gonna believe this shit, man. Tell Weezy, man. Man, tell Weezy this shit, man. I'm like, tell Weezy what? What the fuck y'all talking about? They like, man. Paul was like, he called bro name. That's why I really forgot bro name. I'm glad, you know what I mean? Because this shit was nuts, man. And I ain't never, that's why I really forgot bro name, man, because this shit was nuts, man. Paul said, man, me and him was fucking around in the cell together, man. He didn't want to fucking move, man. That's why the fuck he didn't want to go to one building, man. Me and him was fucking around, man. I was like, man, stop fucking lying, Paul. Paul was like, I'm not fucking lying. The fuck I gotta lie for, man? He made me fuck around with him, man. I'm like, be honest with y'all, man, I ain't had nothing to do with that to freaking dissect that and freaking try to figure out what was going on. Bro showed me everything about what he had going on when he ended up fighting the goddamn booty bandit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. So I didn't want to hear shit else about it. But that was crazy hearing that, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Goddamn, when we went to dinner, we go to dinner. They put this dumbass nigga, man, in cell 3, which is the third cell on the bottom, the first 12 bottom rows. Man, we coming back from child, we walking a long way. This word got down, that nigga got down talking to another nigga before I get there, but I see him, I spot him, waves, I spot him. Cause this cell 3 jump had a hole in the jump and it sounded real clear. At first I told y'all he was up in the third row that last time he was in the hole. So I walked by, he seen me, he was like, hey, Weezy, hey, Weezy. I was like, he was like, what's up, bro? Hey, look, man, that shit crazy, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, you need to get your life together, bro. He was like, what? I was like, I gave him the Denzel, y'all. I got out of his way. You hear me? I got out of his way. I went back to the pod, man. My mind was just going all over the place, man. But fast forward a little bit, man. Cliff got out the hole. Cliff moved to 4 building, man. Paul moved down there with Cliff. You know what I mean? Bro got out the hole. Bro went back to 1 building. You know what I mean? So like, it was nobody won. Nobody won this whole situation, man. Paul was a full-fledged boy, unfortunately. And that's just how it go, man. That's just how he turned into that. And there was nothing that nobody could do to stop that, man. So that was a crazy situation. But that's the end of the damn story, though, y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all already know the count, man. Stay y'all ass out the way, please, man. You don't want to go through what I've been through, man. You don't want to be a weak dude and go through one of these situations, man. Stay y'all ass out here. That's all you have to do is don't do crime, period. And you will stay out here, man. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was a bonus banger. So when I need y'all to do this one, like, share, subscribe. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. But be safe out there, people. And stay your ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart just to open your eyes up.